Guys, down here at the tennis courts this morning, there is a lot of nervous energy happening, but Peter Reid comes on by and says he wants to say hi to Canada, so we know that he's got a lot of fans out there right now. We picked him last month and it was all great down there, but Peter's website is absolutely getting swamped at the moment, www.peterreid.com. So Peter, what do you say to Canada?
I just want to thank my support crew in Victoria and all my friends across the country. Thanks for the support all week, and hope to be so.
Yeah. Anyway, mate, you had a great race today, but you're busy. Had a good one. Right. Peter Reid, man, I tell you what, he wears number 2 today. He's won this race 3 times.
It's such a long day and you don't know what's going to happen out there. I guess the thing that I keep going back on is I'm still only 26, where Pete, I think, is 36. He's got a good 10 years on me, and that 10 years, I guess, over the next 4 years, the strength gains that I'll achieve through training is something that you try and remind yourself. So, in a way, it's taking pressure off the race this year and what you hope to achieve. But at the same time, you're still going out there to try and win the thing.
He sort of presents really well to the public that he's relaxed all the time, but there's often times where we can sense our close family and friends can sense that he is. Obviously it's the World Championships, it's a big race, and you can tell that he's worried, and he'll say, nah, it's all good, but you can tell that he is a bit concerned, but he doesn't take it out on us. He's good like that.
Started swimming, like before the actual cannon went off, and I thought for sure they were going to bring them back.
It's a rough swim. You've got so many athletes that are so close to each other, I guess, in ability, that once the gun fires, it's like being in a washing machine.
So I actually started behind where I should have started, but I'm swimming so well that I managed to get into the pack where I wanted to be, and I actually swam through the pack to get it, just to make sure I was around people that I knew were good swimmers. Like I saw Tim DeBoon. I actually swam past Chris McGormy. So I knew where I was. I knew I was in a good position.
Even though the swim times weren't fast, it went by quickly for me. A lot of times I'm out there and the swim goes by really slow.
The swim was effortless. My swim stroke was on. I came out of the water in a great position.
36!
Basically, the first 60 miles, I pulled 30 guys that just sat on my wheel. The Faris was ahead, and I wanted to get to Faris. I didn't want to lose time. I didn't want another scenario of last year where a strong cyclist rides away and just has to cruise the marathon for the win. I wasn't going to let that happen.
Peter was pulling everyone. I mean, I think Peter had to make a decision. His decision was, do I sit here and let Ferris gain more ground and count on my running, and knowing Ferris is a heck of a runner. He finished third last year. So can I afford to sit back and take turns with other guys setting the pace, or do I need to basically keep the throttle on and keep the gap from growing?
My race day performance so much to do with what's going on in my head. My father, he actually never saw this. I never really forgave him for not believing me. My ex-wife just had a baby. You know, she's kind of moved on with her life, and part of me is trying to answer why am I so focused on the Hawaii Ironman when I could be, you know, starting a life with somebody. You know, I haven't really gone out with anyone. I've been on a couple of dates, but it's always been, well, just focus, and I'm like, why am I still focused, or why do I enjoy this food? Part of the answer is it's only a couple of years left. I have maybe 1 or 2 good Hawaii Ironmans in me, and these will nail it. You need to go harder. You need to make yourself fitter. I needed to wait for the right moment to launch a full-on attack. So right before this little town called Kauai High, there's a short little climb, and I thought I would keep the pace pretty high until I got to that point, and once I hit the bottom of the hill, I would just punch it really hard, get to the top of the climb, and then go as hard as I could for 30 minutes and see what happened. I looked back after 30 minutes, and there was nobody. Actually, one of the NBC guys wrote up to me, and he's just like, you just broke apart the path. And he's like, guys are detonating after your attack as guys are trying to get back onto you. So it was a good feeling. It was like it worked, and I definitely ruined a few people's races by doing that.
I'm getting off! How much fuel did you take? Fucking hell!
Unfortunately for me, at about 40 miles, I hit a little bump on the road, and the seats tilted and caused me to keep sliding down my seat, and I couldn't get the power. And I'm usually riding a parallel seat, so to have it pointing down and then I guess you're slipping off the front of the seat, overloading your quads with too much pressure, which I guess in turn you're using muscles that you're not normally using, and as a result you start to fatigue a lot quicker. Once I lost touch with the lead pack, it's very hard mentally to regather your thoughts and concentrate back on what you've got to do out there. I guess it's very easy to think, okay, my race is over, there's too much going wrong, and I'm too far back from the lead to do anything.
The time gap was definitely growing. I mean, McKeely was putting an amazing ride together.
Heather's been racing so long now, you know, she kind of has a good idea what strategies she needs to, you know, do at every race. And most of the times, her whole goal is just not to get too far behind before the start of the run.
Heather's made up incredible deficits in her time on the run.
In the transition tent, basically was just thinking, you can win this today. Just run steady. Don't start out hard, just run steady and then pick up the pace, and you can win the race.
When he got off the bike, I pretty much already had that W in the Peter win-loss column.
I was very afraid of Peter. Well, actually, in the beginning, he was just 3 minutes behind me, and I was pretty sure that he would catch me.
I didn't have a hop in my step like I usually do. Cameron Whiteoff caught me, and I'm not a big fan of his. So when he caught me, I was like, well, I might be feeling horrible, but Cameron Whiteoff's not going to beat me today. And it got me going again.
Once you get off the bike, you know you've got a marathon to try and reel back as many people as possible. I was looking forward to the run, actually, after the bike ride. I was thinking there's not too much that can go wrong in the run. Headed out on the run, and I started on a nice steady pace and just started reeling people in one by one. Slowly you'd start to check them off.
I did not run that run as a warrior like I do. I was not fighting the whole way. I never really thought, pretty much the whole marathon, of getting through this. Usually the way I run the marathon is, who's next? They're going down. And it just wasn't there. Maybe had I been a little bit younger, a little bit more naive,